If you're looking to start recording video content for your social media channels and for brand awareness, then in this episode, I'm going to go through with you the exact equipment you're going to need to get yourself set up for success. So all of these things are on budget. They can range from £5 to £5,000, but I've picked items and software and some tools that I think are reasonable that anybody could use, and you don't need an insane amount of money or an education or qualification to be able to use them. So this is the stuff that I love using and the stuff that I think is reasonable and suitable for anybody to create video content from home. Now, of course, there's two styles of creating content. One, you recording it yourself and editing it, and the other style is obviously outsourcing it and getting some help. And there's pros and cons to both. So I'm going to go through that now. Obviously, if you're going to be recording and editing yourself, you save an insane amount of money because you're just doing it, but you're paying with something else. You have to invest your time. You have to invest the time that it takes to set everything up, record yourself and edit it, hoping that it's actually of good quality by the end of it, right? Because all that time that you're investing in it, if in the end it comes out of poor quality, then actually you've wasted that time. If you can actually record and edit in a reasonable amount of time, that's not too much effort, and it still looks good, then great for you. You've got the perfect balance, right, of quality and obviously being cost effective. But I really have to say at this point, we have to stop creating videos that are amateur, right? And what do I mean by that? Okay, so I don't mean you all have to become you all have to go to Hollywood and become super pros at filming and editing, right? This is not Hollywood. But I still see to this day people recording videos in their car, people recording videos walking outside, and the wind is so strong you can't even hear them. I see people recording in a dark room at home where you can barely, make out what they're saying. There's videos still going out that are too long. So we're in a time now where you've seen it being done enough over and over and over again. You know what works and you know what doesn't. So I am here to say that actually in 2023, we're not in a position to get away with anymore some short, snappy, candid videos of you in the backseat of your car or in a dark room at home with the wrong angle, no good sound quality, no captions, poor lighting, like that. Just, we can't get away with that anymore. I think in 2020, when the financial services industry started waking up to the idea of having to get more visible online, you could sort of get away with doing poorer quality videos because everyone was new to it. It wasn't really a thing yet in the space. You could also get away with it because not as many people were doing it. But now it's different. Okay, 3 years later, right? There's no excuses for not having had the proper training or the proper tools in place to be able to create some very simple, good quality videos. Okay. So that's what we're talking about here. So I'm going to go through the equipment that I think every content creator, business owner, entrepreneur should have in their toolkit, should have in their office as something quick you could, pick out and get recording. So first of all, I want to talk about space and I want to talk about environment of where you're recording this. Like I already mentioned, you don't want to be recording in the car park, in the cupboard, underneath your kitchen sink, because let's face it, if the room you're recording in is dark, hollow, there's no texture to it, and I can barely see you, it does feel like you're in the cupboard. So let's avoid those, please. So space. So maybe you're not in an environment where you can, paint the walls pink and yellow because it's your house and you're thinking, actually, I don't want to redecorate my space to make it look like a filming studio. And that's okay. But I want you to use this example that I'm using here right now and try and replicate that in your own house. So ignoring the painted walls, because obviously this is painted as my brand, but try and find something with color. So don't record in front of a plain white background. So this wall you will soon in the future see redecorated. I've got all my kit down here from IKEA that I that I'm going to be using, right? So, and to decorate that wall. So what I'm saying is don't record in front of a blank white background, because there's no depth and there's no atmosphere in the video. Add some soft furnishings like a plant. And I've got over here, for example, some candles and things like that. So add some texture in the background. Lighting is super important. I'm currently using, so if you can see my screen here, I use all these different lights. So I've got one of this, like this top in the middle one, the circular one on the laptop. So I'm currently using that right now, that is shining on me. But I've also got this on the bottom left, this soft box as a tripod. So I've got that to the right hand side as well. But actually, natural light is always very important. So in the office that I'm in, you can see there's a window behind me, but often when the window is behind you, that kind of silhouettes you. So I've got plenty of light coming in from the front as well. So make sure you have very, very good lighting, as well as a nice background, a nice atmosphere in the room. Have good lighting. So here's some lights that literally you can just type into Amazon: ring light, desktop ring light. Softbox is what this is called here in the bottom left. So this kind of square light, or a tripod light, right? This is where you can double up as, using this tripod for your phone and the lighting as well. So having mentioned lighting and surroundings, we're now going to mention sound, right? I'm now going to talk about sound. I'm currently using this blue Yeti mic, which is on the bottom here, on the bottom left. Mine is actually grey. None of the mics are actually blue. It's just called a blue Yeti mic, right? So this is what I'm using right now. And I usually use this just for my podcasts and for the live shows that I do, or for these type of training videos that I record. But the real mics that are more handy to have in your toolkit, because you can't really carry the blue Yeti mic around, is this super lightweight lapel mic. Now, there are so many brands, but one of the ones that I highly recommend is called Rode. So Rode. So this lapel mic will just be basically connected to your phone. So we'll talk about camera in a minute, but you can just connect that to your phone, stick that on your shirt, and then the sound is much crisper, much more in sync with your lips, rather than us kind of picking up outside noise or surrounding sounds or the wind, for example. So you must make sure that your sound quality is on point, because otherwise, what kind of video am I watching? Which brings me on to, when we're talking about sound, you've got to make sure that you use captions. 85% of people listen to videos without the captions, without the sound. So if there's no sound on your video and you're just like talking to the camera and, being animated, yes, the video is marked as seen, but actually I don't know what you're saying. Yes, I've seen it, but actually I'm not taking on board anything you're saying. So captions are super important, and there's lots of different styles of captions. But again, let's talk about elevating your brand. Let's talk about, how to stand out. So there's automated generated captions by LinkedIn, for example. So you upload a video, and this is a phenomenal new feature that I'm very, very happy to have, because a lot of my clients who haven't got time or budget to get proper captions made, they can just upload a video and the captions are automatically generated for them. So that's like the next level up from not having captions at all. I'd rather you have those than none. But they are not branded. They've just got a black background with the white text over the top, and they're very hard to read, right? The second level of captions is to have what we call popping captions, or like animated captions, where you've got the color psychology blended in with that. And what do I mean by color psychology? So you've seen this before, and I can't show you an example live on the screen here, but basically, it's when the words are appearing in front of you and each word is changing color as you say it. That's what I mean by color psychology, because our eye gravitates to that kind of movement. And they do say in video, the statistics shows that every 3 to 5 seconds, you need to have something new in the video happening. So that's another top tip, is don't be just static in front of the video, just not moving. Actually have animation and emojis pop up and things like that. So going back to your shopping list, so you've got the lapel mic, you've got some lighting, you've got your blue Yeti mic if you want to do more desk-based videos. And then the other tripod that I was going to suggest is this one in the bottom, at the bottom in the middle. It's called a Gorilla Grip. So you can see that I've actually got one here myself. So it's very bendy. So it is a tripod, right? It's very short, and you can bend the hands or the grips to this in lots of different shapes. So what this is really handy for, why you should have that in your little office or your bag, is because if you're in an environment where you can't just place the tripod perfectly on a desk or on the floor, you can grip that around handlebars, railings. You can grip it on a door. So basically, it's a handy tripod to have anywhere you go, if you can't easily place that somewhere. So I always just try and throw that into my bag so that anywhere I go, I can try and grab some content. Now let's move on to camera. So today I'm not taking my own advice on board due to technical difficulties. I'm not using my professional camera. Oh, I forgot to pick it up. Let me just get that 1 second. Right. Sorry about that. So this is the camera that I use. It's called a PowerShot G7X, and it's by Canon, right? And what I love about it is that it's got this little screen that, so when I record like this in selfie mode, I can actually see in the screen if I'm positioned well, if the camera's gone out of focus. So it saves a lot of time in setting things up as well, but you always have to look at the lens. So this is the camera that I use for when I record like podcasts or when I record my professional videos for my educational videos for social media. But up until now, I've always just used my phone. So if you've got a good quality light, sound, and you've got a good quality smartphone, then you can absolutely record good enough videos just simply using your smartphone. And it's actually more versatile. It actually gives you a bit more flexibility, because when you're out and about and you're with clients or you want to spontaneously record some content, it's going to be really difficult to just carry your vlogging camera around. So just get used to using your phone, because you're going to need it much more than you are your camera. So that's my take on camera. But right now I'm using the desktop camera. So not my laptop one. My laptop is connected to a monitor, to a screen. So then I use that one. And it's actually pretty good. So most people have actually asked me, oh, what camera are you using? And it is just a desktop camera. And I've got a HP monitor. So pretty good. I'm actually really happy with it. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about is software. So when you've created your video, how do you actually edit it? Now, there are a gazillion editing apps out there. One that I love and use very regularly just to create kind of static posts and branded images and PDFs and things like that is Canva. So if you don't have Canva, it's really cheap. It's only like $10.99 a month for the actual premium version, and it's so worth it. So that's what I use, Canva, to schedule all of my content as well. But in terms of like editing your content, you need to make sure that you have an app that is very user friendly. So for example, there's KineMaster or KineMaster. I don't know the pronunciation. So KineMaster. There's InShot. So InShot. There's so many. But the latest one that is absolutely life-changing is called Captions. So it's literally it's just called Captions, and that's a great app for any Apple users. So you have to have an Apple phone in order to be able to download this particular app, and it's called Captions. This automatically updates the captions on your video for you. You can add like logo and other branding on it as well. And you can also download some copy and hashtags to partner up with your videos. So a phenomenal app to use. But again, like I said before, you can either spend time learning how to use it and spend time there, actually editing your videos, or you can outsource that to someone else, right? It's good to know about these things. It's good to know about these tools, but obviously time is money. So you're still losing out on money, but one, you're investing in it with your time, and the other, you're investing it with cash. So really be mindful when it comes to you as a financial advisor, as a mortgage advisor, protection advisor, maybe you're a BDM working for a lender, whatever role you have, if you are in business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you work for someone else, but you have to deliver, on targets, you are running your own mini business, right? So my recommendation there is that your number one priority should be spent on income producing activity. That is your job. So editing, designing graphics, and all that kind of stuff is not income producing activity. So your choice, you invest your time or money, but I've given you the tools now that you need just to set up some very simple videos, just to be able to record simple videos from home. And before I go, the final thing you might be wondering is, well, how are you recording right now? It's not your phone, it's on your desktop. So what software are you using? So two of my other favorite softwares to be able to record video, especially for live sessions or recordings or podcasts, is StreamYard. StreamYard is what I'm currently using right now, and it allows me to actually, whilst I'm in the recording room, I'm actually able to show you my slides and add videos and things like that. So this is a great app to also record your videos on. And the other one that's very, very similar to StreamYard is called Riverside. So those are the two online recording platforms if you wanted to record videos of this nature. And obviously they don't work if you're going to be out and about a lot. It's more static videos that you can record on here. So I hope you found this training helpful. This is the equipment and the tools you need just to get set up for very simple content marketing success, just to set up your videos. If you're thinking, where do I begin? What's my shopping list? This is what I would recommend. And if you have enjoyed this, please like the video and reshare it with your team. Perhaps you want your team to develop their skills as well. And of course, if you ever need one-to-one support, you know where to find me. Thank you so much.